And now for something completely different.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Cinematic Relief. I'm Thunder,
And I'm Lightning.
And I'm Monsoon.
and we saw the Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Dang.
So, before we start talking about, everything about it, I just want like a blanket yes or no. How did you guys like it?
I enjoyed it.
I'll add to the conversation as we go along, but the most I can say about this movie is it was cute. There wasn't much more to it. It was a passable kids movie.
We saw it last night, so I've almost had a full 20 hours to think about this film. And the more I think about it, the more I think I really, really liked it.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I would go that far. It was cute.
I
Right.
enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would, just because I know how how bad a rep video game films tend to have. The Mario movie,
Yeah.
and then you have Mortal Kombat movie. Yeah,
Mortal Kombat movie's good. Shut up.
yeah, the Tomb Raider movies and that kind of stuff.
Tomb
And
Raider movies are not good.
yeah, and so I was skeptical
Evil.
about this. So
Resident Evil movies are not good either.
Yeah.
There's 7 I've said this before. There's 7 Resident Evil films. The best one is the 4th one. They got it right once, and they got it right in the middle.
That was the peak.
But anyway, I enjoyed this much more than I thought I'd do.
Quite literally a peak, because it goes up and then But no, I liked it a lot. I thought, as far as video games to film goes, I liked it a lot. I will say, my biggest complaint, and it didn't detract that much, because as I said, I really did like this movie, but I don't understand why it had to be on Earth with real life people. I don't understand why we couldn't just have a Sonic movie that took place on Sonic's planet and had to do with Sonic characters. The first 5 minutes of this film, when he's being chased by tribal echidnas and he's with his owl, whatever. Why couldn't we just watch that movie? Why did he have to come to Earth with humans and stuff?
Maybe,
I think they're easing you into easing you into it.
Yeah, and also I don't think Dr. Robotnik, aka Dr. Eggman, would have ever been introduced, because he's not from, Sonic's world. He's from Earth, and that's how they get introduced. So it's kind of like a origin story, as to how they met.
Yeah.
I guess.
And now he's on one of the different planets, so I think from here we'll probably explore the Sonic universe. If they keep
but
going.
now that
Yeah.
we've touched down on Earth and James Marsden is the main character and whatever, I feel like the sequel will just I don't think the sequel will be quite all Sonic stuff. I feel like it'll be on Earth at least a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, or maybe he used one of the rings to I was about to say what happened at the end of the movie, but I don't know.
No, you
if this
can.
will- Yeah.
That's what this podcast is about.
Okay,
We're gonna tell you all about the movie.
so you know how Tails shows up at the very end, right?
Yeah.
And he's probably there to be Sonic, I finally found you, we need you, our home planet is in disarray.
I don't think he
and
quite
that
gave
kinda
away that much information.
No, that's what I'm thinking. That's my theory, and then
That's what
Sonic,
she's saying the sequel might be.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
and then Sonic's okay, we need to use one of the rings to get some, go back home, and then for some reason Tom, who's James Marsden's character, will end up on Sonic's planet, and then that will be how he's involved in that, as opposed to them always just being on Earth. And then Dr. Eggman will somehow end up on, the Sonic's planet and that kind of stuff. So
No,
who
that
knows?
makes sense. I'm just saying I don't think it would be weird if the Sonic movie was just CGI and no human characters other than Robotnik,
right.
and it was just hey, Sonic, right? Well, here's the Sonic movie.
Yeah,
Hey,
that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
This is not the first movie that it's remember this? Well, now it's on Earth with humans, and the humans have to be what are you? Like the Smurfs movie.
Or
Oh,
the
yeah.
Mario movie.
No, I'm talking specifically a CGI creature with human characters.
Mhm.
Well, I mean,
And the human characters are what are you? And they have to explain it, and
yeah,
Mhm.
and it's always an alien, except maybe not in the Smurfs situation. I haven't seen that movie.
I haven't seen that movie either.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
Sonic is an alien. That is
Technically, yeah.
right from the games.
Oh, okay. But no, I get what you're saying. I think I think that'd be really cool. I think they had to ease. You got to remember, video game movies haven't done well, so I think they were like, let's make this open to as big of an audience as we can.
Right.
And then if it does well, maybe from there they'll smarten up and make a more, solid. What's the word I'm looking for?
Like
Just representation of the game or something.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I think the issue with video game movies in general is like they kind of cater to people who have played the game. So like if you're not like a Resident Evil fan, then you're not gonna have any idea what's happening. You're not gonna have any idea like who these characters are. You're not gonna have any idea about like who.
In Resident Evil, they didn't go off the games at all.
Right. And also
Right.
but also like like the Mario movie, like, and also like the Tomb Raider movies, they had like that kind of like video game feel as opposed to like a movie feel, and like video games take like.
Have you seen the Mario movie?
I don't want to see it.
Have you not seen it?
I've just heard really bad things about it.
Yeah,
should
it doesn't
see it.
have a video game feel. Though.
Yeah. I mean,
We
like
should watch it.
Tomb
No.
Raider though, like it has
Have
like
you seen it, Chris?
You showed me it.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, we did.
I've never watched that with you. I wanted to, but you said no.
No, we watched the first couple of minutes. I saw Bowser, I saw the Koopa, and we stopped it.
Wasn't with me.
You sure?
Yeah.
I mean,
I
like,
remember you telling me that you tried to watch it with somebody
Oh.
because I said, "Hey, do you want to watch it?" And you said, "I tried and I won't." And I probably said, "But you didn't see the whole movie. You should watch the whole movie." And then you said, "No."
Maybe the three of us, because this is our. Ooh. No, never mind. I was going to say this is our first cinematic relief guest. That is a lie.
That is a lie.
that is a lie.
Because she has been on the show before.
We
and
watched
also
Joker
Emery
together.
and Kelsey were on the show also.
Oh, yeah, for the
And
Pirates of the
they-
Caribbean episode.
Yeah.
Well, maybe the next one will be the Mario movie. The three of us can watch it.
Maybe.
But,
yeah.
but as I
let's-
was saying, like for example, like the Tomb Raider movies, like those action scenes were like very like they tried to make it like a video game, but like obviously it wasn't. So like I think that kind of feeling is it like it's all in all I just feel like it's very hard to adapt a video game into a movie because one, there's so much story, and one, it's just a very different medium. So I think Chris is right. They just tried to like ease the audience into like like this is a family friendly film that happens to be about a video game character, and this is like what happens and blah blah. So who knows?
And then we can get into the raunchy Sonic stuff.
Yeah, the hardcore like
Yeah.
name more than two characters besides Eggman and Sonic kind of thing.
Right.
So yeah.
Okay. So this movie had a lot of okay, first of all, I want to talk about the Sega logo because it was probably the best part of the whole film.
Okay.
Really?
Was it not awesome? Am I wrong?
No, it was very awesome. I was like, I wouldn't say it was the best part of that entire film.
It was really cool.
It was
wasn't
very cool.
just the Sega logo. They showed like a bunch of Sega games.
Yeah.
I noticed Space Channel 5, which is crazy because they like never acknowledge that anymore.
It was kind of like how like Marvel will like start showing its logo, and then it has like the sequences from like previous movies. It was kind of like that, but with the Sega featuring like its games and that kind of stuff. So
And it was like game footage, and they did like a sort of like a cinematic rendition of the what's it called? The theme song, the Sega theme song.
Yeah.
yeah.
It was cool. And then the scene where he's like, "Look at me as a baby." The song that's playing is a song from Sonic Mania,
Oh
which I
really?
thought was really cool because it wasn't even like a cover. There's a couple different covers of Sonic songs in this movie, but that one was just straight up that song from that
Oh, that's cool.
Mm.
because Sonic Mania is like, as you know, like a revival of the Sonic series. It's like a 2D Sonic game, and it's like the best one to come out in like years, and everyone loved it. And that song is like from that. It's not like it wasn't a Sonic song until it was in that game, you know.
Nice.
So it's really cool that for the one scene that he was like, "Look at me on Green Hills Zone. This is where I'm from. Look at me." It's that song. I thought that was really cool.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's why I kind of got excited in the theater when that scene happened. Not because
You got
I was,
excited a few times.
yeah, there was that, and there was Tails, obviously,
Mm.
the end credit scene with Tails. I really liked the part where it's right at the end, but it's the part where Eggman, you can see a Sonic in Eggman's goggles. And
Oh,
it
yeah,
was
that was
really
pretty
cool.
cool. Yeah.
And then Sonic fucking how does he defeat Eggman? He just rolls up into a ball and boinks him, like in the game.
Yeah.
That was what I was thinking too. I think like the coolest part for me was like throughout the entire movie, like you don't really see like Eggman as like Eggman, but then at the very end when he's like actually like he's trapped in the mushroom world, like, and then you like see his like final like reveal, like now you can actually see like he is Eggman.
They showed off end of the movie Eggman in one of the trailers.
Yeah.
But like
Really?
it was only like a shot. I didn't realize how much like Eggman he was gonna look.
Yeah.
It was incredible. Like
Yeah.
there was a whole scene of him like walking around and stuff and talking to himself, and he like really looked like Eggman.
Yeah.
It was cool. Jim Carrey was great, by the way.
Yeah,
I
he
was
did a
I was
good
a
job.
little
He was.
like I don't know what's gonna happen because he hasn't acted in a while, and and I think it's just because Jim Carrey's cool. Like
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
I like Robotnik in this movie.
I mean, he
but-
got weird later on in life. He's kind of a weird dude now.
Right.
But he's always a good actor.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Robotnik's also a weird old dude.
Yeah. Pauline lied, by the way.
What?
Just throwing that out there right now.
What?
That was not her favorite part in the movie. I can tell you her favorite part because it was the loudest she gasped.
Oh yeah, it's the tails part. right?
No. It
What?
was when he ordered a mellow yellow in the bar.
Oh shit.
You
What
went-
happened?
She literally tapped me.
Why?
He
Why?
ordered a
That
mellow
was my
because it was
favorite-
mellow yellow.
Oh.
That's like both of your favorite drinks.
That was
Yeah,
my
I love
favorite
Mellow
part.
Yellow.
That was up there.
No.
I can tell you, sitting next to
Okay,
you,
here.
you
That-
were hyped about him ordering a mellow yellow.
No, that was probably like the Eggman like reveal, like he looks like Eggman was probably my favorite part regarding the Sonic fandom.
Oh, okay. Not
So-
the mellow yellow
The
fan.
mellow yellow.
He also has a chili dog in that scene, which was cool.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Because for a while, Sonic liking chili dogs was just like a joke, but then they
It
like
was.
made it a real thing, and
Yeah.
like now it's in the movie too. What was I gonna say? We're all in agreement that those things chasing him at the beginning were definitely echidnas, right?
Yeah.
I haven't played enough Sonic. That's I should have
Like
started this
Knuckles.
off with this.
Like Knuckles.
Oh yeah, they definitely look like that.
Yeah.
You should have started off with this. I've never played through a Sonic game. I went because we have a video game channel, and it's considered the best video game movie thus far.
It's not considered it. It's
It is.
financially
It
is
is.
the most
Yeah.
successful video game movie of all
And
time.
both of these two wanted to go see it, so I said, well, I don't have a reason not to see it.
Speaking of which, I want to it's impossible not to compare this movie to Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, people have been doing that left and right. At the show, we played a show with the Koopa Kids, local video game tribute band, and
Yeah.
at the show,
They
they
do
were
our theme
literally
song.
like...
No, they don't. Never mind.
No, they don't. We
Fuck,
think they do
I
because
always
it's...
do that.
yeah. No, Froggy and the Friendship does.
Yeah, sorry.
But to be fair, a lot of the members from Koopa Kids are in Froggy and the Friendship. Go check out both bands. Anyways, at the show,
Free
they
plug.
were like, who liked Detective Pikachu? And there was one guy like, yeah. there really was. And he was like, I'm with you too. Who's seen the new Sonic movie? And it was like the day after Sonic came out. So some
Yeah.
people were like, yeah. And he was like, all right,
No, it
well,
was the day before Sonic came out.
he had seen it. Or
Oh.
maybe he was saying who's hyped for Sonic.
Oh, okay.
Now that I think about it. But then they went into the Sega.
Yeah.
They wanted everybody to. Yeah, it was cool. But so even before the movie came out, people were comparing the two.
Yeah. So now that you've said all that,
Yes.
let's
sorry.
compare the two.
Well, has everybody in this room seen Detective Pikachu? I don't think you. have.
No.
No.
Oh, I thought you guys
didn't
went to
miss
go
much.
see it.
I saw
together.
it with Matt and Lauren.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, well then I will keep it broad for Pauline's sake. Sonic is a way better movie than
Yeah.
Detective
Okay.
Pikachu.
I think the Pokemon universe could be really, really cool. They picked an awful place to start.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
You and I will keep talking about that until
We'll probably
we die.
make an If We Made.
Oh wait.
Well, I don't know why we started with that and not a tournament. Like it doesn't have to
Right.
be about
Yeah.
Ash at all.
No.
Just do why did we make a movie off a game no one played and everyone who played was like, oh, this is for babies. I hate this game.
Right.
Yeah.
Wait, really random segue, but on Netflix, I guess they're remaking Mewtwo Strikes Back, but it's like
yeah,
in
I
3D,
saw that.
and I'm really excited for
Oh
it.
yeah. Well, it's not Netflix making it. It's just
Oh
going
yeah,
to Netflix
but it's
first.
like coming to Netflix. But anyway, back to
Yeah, I don't know.
Detective
I don't know
Pikachu.
about that. I'm excited, but I don't know.
We'll
It's-
see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Anyways,
But,
yeah.
no, I think I know a lot of people are giving it a hard time for the CGI in Detective Pikachu.
Mm-hmm.
And it definitely could have been a little bit better, but I think if it was a good tournament movie, I think I would have overlooked it. If like we were just having this super cool fight, they started him off too. The character, like when he was a kid, he wanted to be a Pokemon trainer,
Right.
and then he just didn't. And
Yeah.
I was like, wouldn't it be cool if we just sidestepped this Detective
Right.
Pikachu story and he just became a Pokemon master?
Yeah.
Anyways.
No, yeah. I don't know. It was the Detective Pikachu movie was always going to be weird. But it's Pokemon, so it was destined to be well received. Speaking of CGI, if I may, the CGI in the Sonic movie was incredible.
It
Yeah, it
was.
was
I think
really
it
good.
might be the best. This is never going to look great, and it's always hard to do. But when there's a human physically interacting with a CGI
Yeah.
thing, it never looks great. It looked pretty good in this
There
film.
was one instance, it was the very end, where I was like, oh, these two actors are trying to give space so that Sonic can be there. It's when they're sitting on the bed.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
And he
yeah.
straight up, I don't know if you guys noticed it, but it's almost like he looked off camera like, is this good?
Oh my god!
Can
yeah.
I do this?
It's always the scenes like that. Like there's a scene where he's carrying him and it looks fine, but that
Yeah.
one subtle scene where they just have to sit down on the bed is
Yeah.
like, oh, CG Sonic.
Yeah.
Right.
But like,
There's nothing between those two people.
the only reason I know about this is because of watching the Corridor Crew videos. But there's a level of contrast in developing CGI that you have to respect, because if you have a CGI thing on a real life background, the colors on the CGI thing can't be any brighter than the brightest color in the background.
Yeah.
And they really did a good job not making his eyes too bright,
Oh yeah.
because his eyes are green and the
Right.
grass is green. Also, there's a part at the end where he's wearing his coin pouch like a
Like a-
backpack,
yeah.
and it's draped across his chest, and it's really good. You could see the fur moving
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
behind the thing. It just looked really great. And kudos to them making Sonic look
Look
like
Sonic.
Well, that's the thing is, talk about of all CGI movies to come out recently that should have looked awful.
Yeah.
Right.
It's this one.
Yeah.
It did start out looking awful though, just because of the whole big Sonic reveal, and people hated his design.
Well, that's
And
what
now-
I'm
That's
talking
what we're
about.
yeah,
and
that's
now,
what we mean.
Yeah, but now it looks good.
No,
because
there was a large portion of that movie where I just forgot, and I'm just like, that's Sonic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's Sonic.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. I was watching it and I was like, this didn't look like this.
No.
Yeah.
And you know what's disappointing? I don't know if you heard this, but there's not a version. I'll take that. Sorry. There's not a finished version of the movie with that other
Yeah.
Sonic.
Oh, that's good.
They just completed. No, it's not. I want to see
Oh,
it.
really?
He wants to see gross Sonic.
Oh
I
my
want to see the
God.
gross Sonic. Release the gross Sonic cut of the Sonic movie.
What if you get it on Blu-ray and it just says in the
And,
corner, we
yeah.
have, bonus features, gross Sonic.
Yeah.
Oh, can I just say something? Ben Schwartz, who voices Sonic, did an excellent job. At
Yeah,
him.
I was giving Ben Schwartz shit for.
Listen, Pauline, hold on, everybody. We didn't bring you on this podcast so you could say things, okay?
What is happening?
Uh-oh.
Ignore
We're still
it.
recording, though.
We're still
yeah.
recording. Ignore whatever this
My
is.
joke is you don't have to ask permission. You can say whatever you
Okay,
want.
well I know, but
Anything.
I'm just saying.
Swear into the mic.
I don't want to.
Anthony, swear into the mic.
Shit.
Anything.
Anyway,
What were you? Yeah, you were.
what were you
I
saying?
just,
Sorry, you were saying
oh my
something.
God.
Oh, you were. Oh no, right. I was giving Ben Schwartz shit about always just being Ben Schwartz and everything he does.
But
But,
he is Sonic. I feel.
Yeah, I think he
yeah,
did a pretty
decent job.
good job.
I feel like he really
um,
captured Sonic's
Yeah, he was really
personality.
giddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That kind of
Yeah.
stuff,
You're right.
Yeah.
He said the thing. He said gotta go fast at some point.
Did he?
Did?
Yeah,
Where?
I promise. When he was knocked unconscious and they gave him the smelling salts.
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah. There was just a lot of little things. Like every time he touched a ring, it made the sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time he
right.
dropped the rings, it made a sound. And a
I'm
bunch
just
of
wondering if,
bunch of little Easter eggs here and there.
I'm just wondering if in the sequels they'll introduce the Chaos Emeralds, because that's what I'm really excited for. Because that's a really big part of the Sonic universe, but I don't know.
Yeah. No, I don't know. There's no talks of a sequel right now.
Right.
I think a lot of people, it could have gone either way. I think they're still getting over the fact that it did well.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I would love a sequel.
I want
but-
Tails. I want my Tails.
So,
Tails my favorite character.
there's a man, I wanted to talk about this, by the name of Tyson Hess.
I really thought you were going to say Roger Ebert.
No. I'm at a loss for Roger Ebert's Critic Corner. He didn't review the Mario movie, so now I don't know what to do.
Resident Evil?
Was he? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we'll take a look. But there's a man named Tyson Hess who is essentially a real life Sonic fan who just so happens to work for Sonic the Hedgehog now, doing stuff for him. And he is he's the person who made the intro to Sonic Mania with that cool song, but he didn't make the song, he made the animation. And he did the Sonic Mania webcomic, and he wrote some of the old Archie comics as well. What I'm getting at is this man is the man they brought on to redesign Sonic.
Oh, good.
Oh, okay. So whoever designed Sonic in the first place didn't do the second one?
Correct.
That's
Wow.
Yeah.
They literally were like, all right, screw this one, bring in Tyson Hess.
Yeah.
Bring in the Lord of all Sonic.
That was a good move.
The Donut
can-
Lord.
I can
Well-
only assume that he is the reason that this movie was good. I was looking some stuff up about this movie. Apparently, at one point, there was going to be a second villain, and it
Oh.
was going to be like a lizard thing.
Vector?
No.
Oh.
It was going to be like a brand new like. lizardy thing.
original.
And I guess the things that are chasing him at the beginning of the movie were supposed to be that, but Tyson Hess was
Oh.
basically like, "How about I can only assume that this is Tyson Hess's fault, but he was basically like, why don't we back away from Lizard Dude, make those echidnas, make it more Sonic-y, put this song in, also Sonic should look like this, what are you doing?"
Right.
That's the thing. That's what bothered me when they took a super artistic design for Sonic and failed miserably.
Yeah.
Just make him
Yeah.
Sonic if you could have in the first place.
Right.
Yeah, I don't there's the disconnect between filmmakers and video game players right there. Make
Yeah,
that
you're right.
bad Sonic design.
Yeah.
Like I don't like they literally had to bring in like a professional gamer 420 to make Sonic look like Sonic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like there's like 30 years of Sonic looking like Sonic. Just do that.
Just do that.
Makes me worried about Mario, the guy who's supposed to kind of look like a human.
Oh my
See,
God.
Mario might actually be doing what I wanted the Sonic movie to do, because Mario's going to be an Illumination film. And Illumination, who makes Minions, they do, like, animated movies.
True,
Right,
So I
right.
think
true.
Mario's movie is going to be, like, a normal-ass day in Mushroom Kingdom.
And then Bowser kidnaps Peach and all that stuff.
Yeah,
But
like
how-
I s- like I s-
spoiling the
But
movie,
how,
Pauline.
but how are they gonna like make that into like a whole story? Because like literally the story is like us platforming our way to Princess Peach.
Well, that's what they
Well,
did with
that's-
Sonic.
That's when the Minions come in.
That's
Oh,
when
yeah,
the minion. Oh
come in.
no! How much do you want to bet if there's any live action part of that there's gonna be a kid with a minion toy?
Oh, 1,000%.
or like maybe like I don't know like
That's
there's
literally
like
like-
a little cameo like in the very background you can see like a little minion form.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's literally like as the universe intended. Like there's 100% certainty that if there is a live action segment of the Mario movie, there will be a kid with a Minion branded something.
Yeah.
Like that's not even like a funny joke you said. That's just you like contemplating future events.
Can actually, now that I think about it, can I point something out in the Sonic movie since
No.
we're talking about branding?
No, you can't.
Well,
Olive Garden?
not
that
only
what you were
Olive
gonna talk
Garden,
about?
not
Yeah.
only Olive Garden. There was another thing too. There was just some like straight up, this company paid to be branded in your movie, didn't they?
I mean, yeah, like Mellow Yellow.
Yeah.
Well, Mellow Yellow, but Mellow Yellow was like
Or like
slick. Olive Garden was like,
here we
hey,
go.
buy Olive Garden.
Well, I think Olive Garden paid a lot of money, and Mellow Yellow probably paid not as much money.
that's fair, but jeez, there's one I can't even think of. There was one at the beginning where I was like, that's some obvious product placement. Then they were like, eat at Olive Garden, and I was like, well, that's it.
The fucking guy, no human being is like this. He literally says the only apps on my phone are the ones that came with the phone.
And
And the Olive Garden app,
one.
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Also, I thought it was really cool that Sonic saved a turtle, because like that's Sonic's whole
Yeah,
thing,
that was
saving
pretty
little
cool.
saving little critters.
That
yeah,
was cool.
That was really cool.
Then he almost gave it a heart attack.
The credits were cool too.
They were
Yeah, the
cool.
They
credits
like
were cool.
retold the whole movie visually, but
Yeah.
like
with video game guys.
Genesis graphics.
Yeah.
That was really cool. No,
Mm.
you could tell that there was a lot of like it. You could tell that there was a lot of love put into this movie, specifically for people who've played the Sonic games. But you can also tell that there was a lot of Paramount being like, no, this is how a movie is made. Because in terms of plot, this movie was like any movie ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
This is like how a movie is made.
It was like-
The worst part of this film is the script, I'd say, for sure.
I think I agree
Yeah,
with you.
Yeah.
No, barely any of the jokes were funny. I chuckled a few times, but it was mostly just at Jim
Well,
Carrey.
it's also a kid
It's-
movie. You
yeah.
know?
Right. No, yeah, it was just bless you.
Thank you.
It was just
It wasn't original.
no, it wasn't, especially in its script and scene writing.
It was kind of like a generic like origin story movie. Like, oh yeah, like this is the villain, this is the main hero. Let's have them duke it out, and then this is what happens. And
Yeah.
all of a sudden, there's like a plot twist at the very end, meeting tails. But
Is
anyway.
is Detective or Inspector Stone a character from the Sonic universe?
No,
No.
so Eggman in I think the original show, he had an assistant, but the assistant was like a old professor type dude.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of people were like, "Is that dude?" But no, that's just a brand new character,
Right.
No.
which
Gotcha.
like kind of had like the weirdest role
Yeah.
in the film. He wasn't just Eggman's assistant; he was Eggman's like, "I'm gonna beat the shit out of you,
I
and
was-
legally it's okay, and emotionally you're gonna be fine."
I was
with
getting
it.
like very gay vibes from him. Like, oh my god, like I have to follow him and I adore him and that
I
kind of stuff.
kind
And
of was
Eggman-
too. Like
and then Eggman's like, oh like, yeah, you're just an expendable piece of trash. So
That-
yeah.
That's so funny you said that because I was getting like a Mr. Burns and oh my god, I'm watching the show. Smithers. I was getting a Mr. Burns and Smithers vibe where Smithers just follows Mr. Burns and does everything for him, and secretly it's like
I love
just
you.
really
Yeah,
super
yeah.
in love with him.
Yeah,
That's so weird. You said that. I wasn't gonna say anything, but I also felt that way.
Yeah,
I wonder if that was intentional.
maybe.
Like, obviously they can't like, I mean they could, but in a kids movie they're not gonna do that. But I
Yeah.
wonder if that was like what we're feeling is what the people wanted us to feel.
And
Yeah.
also like Eggman is not that kind of person.
There
Yeah.
was one.
I don't think Eggman's into anybody
No.
from what I've seen.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like all he cares about is like his machines. So.
Yeah.
Sometimes-
Well,
Sometimes in kids movies there's like one or two jokes that are like for the adults.
Oh yeah.
But they're so innocuous that like kids would never notice just how inappropriate they are.
Yeah.
And there was a really big one in this movie when they were talking about aliens and James Marsden was like, "I'm not in the mood to be probed," and Sonic says,
oh yeah.
Sonic says, "You're one to talk. I'm not even wearing pants."
Oh
and
yeah.
I was like, "Oh my god,
Yeah.
I get it."
And I
because I am
instantly
26.
I was instantly like, I'd also be pretty worried about that if I wasn't wearing pants.
Yeah, it's very relatable. It's a very
goodness.
adult and relatable thing. Assuming aliens exist, which I'm more apt to believe that there's aliens out there than to believe that there are ghosts.
I'm
But
more apt
that's
to believe that Roger Ebert exists, and we're gonna talk about him.
damn. All right, I guess we're done talking about Sonic.
No, we can keep going. It's just you fooled me. He literally 2 seconds ago took his phone out, started scrolling, then instantly put it back down. I was like, oh, I thought this was it.
Oh,
And you were kind of going on with a sentence. I thought you were gonna be like,
no, I wanted to talk about Sonic more. And if the conversation is dying down, may I please?
no. That was no indication of that. I just really thought you were taking your moment to get to do it.
Can I talk about Knuckles the Echidna on this podcast?
Yes.
So
It is your podcast. You can do whatever.
oh yeah,
you want.
know what? You're right. This podcast is partly mine.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And I guess I'll approve.
let's assume. I'm pretty sure I've told Chris this. I don't think I've told Pauline this. Let's assume there's this, and I honestly just want it to be recorded, so when it happens, people are like, "It was Thunder from Thunder and Lightning Gaming. He predicted this." It is to be assumed that if there is a sequel, Knuckles is going to be in it one way or another. Maybe he's the villain, maybe he's not, but he's probably going to be in it because he's like the Ron to Sonic's Harry, you know?
Sure.
Right.
They
Maybe he was
they
a-
already did no. They already did what I said they should do with Tails. They got a girl who voices young boys to be Tails, and they actually got the current voice of Tails, which is pretty cool. I want to put my hat in the ring for John Cena to play Knuckles, the professional wrestler, because John Cena is just a real-life Knuckles the Echidna. John Cena's theme song, the one that was like a meme a couple years ago, that is a song written by John Cena and performed by John Cena, and it's off his own rap album. What I'm trying to say is that, like, if Knuckles tomorrow dropped his own album and he was like, listen to my theme song off my rap album, we wouldn't fucking blink. I'm saying that John Cena is already Knuckles the Echidna. It writes itself. I'll take my check in the mail.
Well, we'll see.
Or John Cena will take his, and nobody will ever question that Thunder made that happen.
If John Cena is Knuckles now, I'm gonna sue somebody.
For the concept.
Thought crime.
Thought crime.
You stole my idea. Is there anything else you wanted to say about Sonic the Hedgehog while I pull up a Roger Ebert review?
They never made a joke about the restaurant, and I'm happy about that.
What restaurant? Oh, the Sonic restaurant?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Even though they had a brand deal with them. Didn't they? Or maybe
I thought,
they didn't.
No, I thought they did. That's what I thought the chili dog thing was all about.
Oh.
When he was talking about chili dogs in the
Yeah.
in the movie.
bar,
Yeah.
You guys, I wasn't clear. Talk about the Sonic movie while I pull up a
Oh,
Roger Ebert
okay.
review.
Oh.
Pauline. Yes.
Did you like it?
I did like it.
I liked it too. It was pretty good.
It was pretty good.
I'm
yeah.
glad I got to see it with you
Me
and
too.
Anthony.
Me too. I really hope there's a sequel because now I want more Tails because he is my favorite character,
Yeah,
as I
you were
stated
pretty
before.
excited about that.
I was, yeah. He is my favorite
No, that was
character.
great. Oh, thank Christ. Okay, Roger Ebert didn't.
No,
Roger-
no. Shut up. Do the
Okay.
song.
I don't want to do the song.
Well,
There are
that's too
ladies
bad.
present.
You made the song.
You do the song.
I don't know
I'm-
the song.
I'm sick. You do the song.
I don't know the song.
Roger Ebert didn't make it to the movies to see Mario or Mortal
Okay.
Kombat, but he did go to. Oh my God, he did go to see the Resident Evil movie, Resident Evil from 2002. Chris, how many stars do you think Roger
1.5.
Ebert gave the movie? Pauline, may I remind you that Roger Ebert does shit out of 4.
0.25.
Ooh, well, I don't know if he
I don't
quite
think he
gets that
does. Yeah.
Okay,
involved.
then 0.5 stars.
Guys should
You-
have collaborated, met in the middle, because Roger Ebert gave Resident Evil 1 star out of
Wow.
4.
Really?
Yeah. This isn't our first 1-star Ebert
No,
movie,
no, no.
right?
I'm pretty sure we've had a half star before.
Damn. What a terrible movie that must have been.
Jeez.
It could have been anywhere between 1 and 25%.
Resident Evil is a zombie movie set in the 21st century and therefore reflects several advances over 20th century films. For example, in 20th century slasher movies, knife blades make a sharpening noise when being whisked through thin air. In the 21st century, large metallic objects make crashing noises just by being looked at. So that's the first paragraph.
Wow.
Wow. Is there a scene in Resident Evil? I honestly can't tell you if I've seen the first Resident Evil movie all the way through, but is there a scene where they just straight up look to the left and there's a machine and it's just like
Who
for
knows?
no reason?
Who knows? Because that's all he says about that.
Wow.
Cool.
Okay. The vast Umbrella Corporation, whose secret laboratory is the scene of the action, specializes in high-tech weapons and genetic cloning. Sure. It could turn a little DNA into a monster with a 9-foot tongue. Reminds me of the young man from Kent. Who knows what that is?
Right.
Kent is capitalized, like a name should. Reminds
like
me
the
of the
English-
young man from Kent.
Like the English town?
I don't know.
Maybe.
You would think Umbrella could make a door that doesn't make a slamming noise when it closes, but its doors make slamming noises even when they're open. The narration tells us that Umbrella products are in, quote, 90% of American homes, end quote, so it finishes behind Morton Salt.
He's really trying to get the point across that this movie puts sound effects in where they're not needed.
Yeah.
It sounds like, and I feel like if that was true, a lot of people would be rashing on it on the internet.
Chris, you've heard enough of these. What do you think he does next in the review?
He's gonna say, well, no, he already did that. He already did a weird non sequitur sentence.
Mm-hmm. 2 or 3 already.
Two
at
or
this
three
point.
already. He's probably going to explain the rest of the plot of the movie or make a homophobic comment.
Those are both good guesses. No, he's going to compare it to every other zombie movie.
No, that's guess number 1. I wasn't thinking.
The movie is Dawn of the Dead crossed with John Carpenter's Ghost of Mars. Or, can I... this is me. If you hadn't noticed, I have stopped reading. Can I make a suggestion? The movie's like the fucking Resident Evil video game.
But it's not, though.
It's not.
Maybe he had the foresight to know that this is not like the Resident Evil games.
The movie is Dawn of the Dead crossed with John Carpenter's Ghosts of Mars, a movie that no one has seen, with zombies not as ghoulish as the first and trains not as big as the second. The movie does, however, have Mila Jovovich. Anthony has never learned how to pronounce her name correctly. And Michelle Rodriguez. According to the Internet Movie Database, he always refers to IMDb by its full name, never abbreviates it. Jovovich plays, quote, Alice / Janice Prospero / Marsha Thompson, although I don't believe anyone ever calls her anything. I think some of those names came from the original video game. They did not. Rodriguez plays Rain Ocampo. I didn't know that. No relation to the Phoenix family. Man, none of this is registering with me. In pairing classical and literary references, the match of Alice and Janice Prospero is certainly the best name combo since Huckleberry P. Jones / Pa Hercules was portrayed in Ugg Fudge Buana in Forbidden Zone from 1980. What the fuck could any of that possibly mean or have anything to do with the Resident Evil movie?
Sounds like he watches movies he likes that nobody's ever heard of, and then watches movies people care about, shits on those, and compares them to the ones he's seen.
And he's like, well, you've never seen Forbidden Zone from 1980? You've never seen John Carpenter's Ghosts of Mars? Get off my, what is it called? Not a magazine, newspaper.
My lawn. Oh.
As if...
Front lawn? Did you say
Yeah,
front lawn?
Get off my lawn!
I have a feeling he said that at some point. No. He probably lives in an apartment. I have a feeling...
Well, currently he lives in the ground.
Wow.
Because he's
you
dead.
know what he sounds like? He sounds like one of those like for example with anime, like he sounds like one of those people who like watch like really old anime like when they were like younger, and now they like just they just don't like anything that's come
Or they
out.
can't take new anime.
Yeah, exactly. He sounds like one of those like people.
I remember back in the day when no one moved in anime and all they did was talk. It was great.
Like in Speed Racer.
Listen, Pauline.
Exactly like in
once you get to be like 180 years old, like Roger Ebert,
the canonical age of Roger Ebert.
you start to get tired of the same old. Once you've been doing movies for like 95 years, it gets tiring.
I guess so, but
I think this is the first Roger Ebert review that I've read that sounds like he's writing it for us.
Oh.
Because there was all that bullshit.
Are we going to feel
right?
personally offended by the end
No,
of this
no,
sentence?
no. It's just we know how Roger Ebert writes reviews, and it seems like he wrote a review based on how we think he writes reviews, because literally there was all that stuff I just said, and then the next paragraph starts with the plot, : and then he does the whole plot in one paragraph.
Wow.
He of course compares it to George Romero, the Dawn of the Dead, George Romero film. The zombies are like vampires, since when one bites you, it makes you a zombie. What I don't understand is why zombies are so graceful. They walk with the lurching shuffle of a drunk trying to skate through erped slurpees to the men's room. What does that mean? What is he making up words?
I don't even know what you're talking
Listen,
about.
when you
Hold on, I need to go to Twitter and see if
Oh my
at
God.
erped slurpees is taken, because I found my new Twitter handle.
when you get to a Shakespearean level of writing that Roger Ebert has
Shakespearean
done,
intellect.
you start to create your own words for the English.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry to cut you off. I read ahead. The next paragraph, he's talking about how cool the laser scene is. It's the fucking worst scene in the whole movie, and no one likes the laser scene. And he's like, there's this one neat effect when the lasers, and it's real good. And he compares it to a Big Mac. I didn't read that
Big
paragraph, but,
What's the word he made up?
erped. Erped Slurpees. Slurpees is capitalized, so he's talking about the beverage.
Oh, so he just made up the word erped. That would be a word Roger Ebert makes up.
This
Erped.
is one of those. This is one of those like beautifully crafted Roger Ebert sentences. They walk with the lurching shuffle of a drunk trying to skate through Erped Slurpees to the men's room. Nobody can decipher what that means. I could look up the definition of every single one of those words in that order and not know what the fuck 8,700-year-old Roger Ebert is trying to communicate to me, the reader of his review.
This fool doesn't understand the words erped Slurpee.
That sounds like a band name.
Ooh,
Like a very
Anthony,
indie.
Put
Write it down.
Write it
Write it down. Bleep every time I said it so no one steals it.
That'd make the last 5 minutes of this podcast kind of annoying.
Unlistenable. The characters have no small talk. He goes on about dialogue for a bit, but I skipped it. The characters have no small talk. Their dialogue consists of commands, explanations, exclamations, and ejaculations.
Ooh!
I don't
my
think
God.
he
They
meant...
erped all over those
Ew,
Slurpees.
it's no. Ew.
Oh, he knows what he did. And ejaculations, period. Yes, comma, and ejaculation can be dialogue. So he knows that you're dumb
Oh.
enough to not know that, reader.
Well, if you didn't get past erped, then that's on you, I
If you
guess.
read past ERP, you can handle the word ejaculation twice. If you live long enough, you may find
How is
that
erped
happening
spelled, by the way?
frequently.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but how is erped spelled?
it's just URPED. ERPed.
Oh, erped. There's not a T in that word.
No, it's like I ERP, she ERP, we ERPed.
Awesome.
I mumbo. I wumbo.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
wumbo. He, she, we.
This whole paragraph's
wumbo.
about ejaculation. I'm sorry.
Keep going,
Stop.
keep going.
Oh
No,
my
this
God,
is. I read the whole thing already. The characters have no small talk. Their dialogue consists of commands, explanations, exclamations, and ejaculations. Yes, and ejaculation can be dialogue, and if you live long enough, you may find that happening frequently.
Ooh,
Oh,
well, you know,
gosh.
the oldest man on earth. He can say what he wants about it.
I didn't come to the Resident Evil review to hear about your uncontrolled ejaculations. I'm sorry, I really didn't.
Oh my God.
Oh, and this is the coveted last paragraph. Oh, and the film has a digital readout, which is capitalized. The Hive, which is also capitalized, is set to lock itself forever after 60 minutes have passed. So the characters are racing against time. Oh, he's talking about plot. I see. In other words, after it shuts all of its doors and gases and drowns everybody, it waits 60 minutes and really shuts its doors big time. No wonder the steel doors make those slamming noises. In their imagination, they're practicing. Creative visualization, it's called. I became inspired and visualized the theater door slamming behind me. The end.
So then he takes back all the stupid stuff he said about the doors making noises that he didn't like. And he was like, you know what? I get it now.
This is the first time that I'm just like
What did I just read?
deer in a headlights. Like, I can't make heads or tails of any of this. I'll give him this. He didn't say anything homophobic or like anti-special needs.
Right.
He said, I don't want to do this podcast anymore. That's how bad this was. I hated this. This was so hard to read.
What do you give out of 4 this Roger Ebert review?
Oh God.
None. Can I give it a none?
Sure, yeah,
Has
0
Roger-
stars.
Has Roger Ebert ever given it a none? I did, however, I have a little bit of a treat. I just need to find it. He didn't write a review of the Mario movie, but
He's in it.
No, he did see it, and he has spoke about it, and it's on the Super Mario Bros. Movie wiki. Let me just find that. Where's, what do you call it when a movie release? Critical reception. Here it is, probably. Yes, as we all know, we I don't think we've ever talked about him, but Ebert is one half of Siskel and Ebert. Gene Siskel of the Chicago Tribune and Roger Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times gave the film this is Mario, the Mario movie. Gave the film 2 thumbs down
Ooh.
on the television
Wow.
program Siskel and Ebert at the
How
movies,
does that relate to stars?
citing tonal inconsistency and lack of narrative, and the film was on their list of one of the worst films of 1993.
Oh, well,
That
okay.
makes
Well, that's a
sense.
small. I feel like that's a
That is
small.
a small. That's what I was gonna say. That's like Yeah, that's probably the worst movie that came out that year.
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
I want to know your worst movies of the decade, Roger Ebert. Where did Mario
Or
fall on
the
that one?
century.
Or the century, or the last century, because you're so fucking old. Except you did die, so I guess you got as old as you could.
That's how it works.
Wow.
That was Roger Ebert's Critic Corner. That was maybe the worst one from my point of view. I hated that. We didn't even get a chance to like rag on all the weird shit he said because none of the shit he said made any sense.
Can this episode be called Erp Slurpees?
No, it's gonna be called Sonic the Hedgehog cinematic release. I just gotta look up the word erped.
I think it might have been like thrown up. I might mean thrown up or something like that.
Erp, redirected from erped. Also found in idioms related to erped. Follow through, foray into, embraces, awaited, reinvigorated, hunkered down, overhyped, scrutinized.
Oh.
That's what erped means.
Wow.
So he thinks they ran around some hyped up Slurpees.
Yeah.
This is okay. Yeah, let's use one of them. Right. Let's use forayed into. So here's how the sentence goes now. They walk with the lurching shuffle of a drunk trying to skate through forayed into Slurpees to the men's room.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. I don't like Roger Ebert anymore.
Oh, you liked him
You liked him
before?
It used to
before?
be fun to make fun of him. Now he just sucks. He once again, by the way, didn't really talk about if he liked the movie or not. I think he just
He liked it 1 out of 25%.
He falls back on those stars in a major way. He's like, let's just put the star number. Now I'm just gonna, to use his words, ejaculate all over the
Oh,
page,
God. Ew.
and they'll figure out the rest based on the star number, which is not how a review
No.
works.
No.
A review is either just the stars or both.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. He writes like 6 paragraphs for every quote unquote review. A review isn't a summary.
Right.
That's
yeah,
why
no,
this,
one
this
or two of
podcast
those.
isn't called the Cinematic Relief Review because we do summarize a bit. And we're not just giving you our review, we're talking about the movie.
Yeah.
But he calls his things reviews when really they're a plot synopsis
And a few
of
few
his
one-liners.
thoughts. Yeah. a few zingers from good old Ebert.
Do you think Ebert really wanted to be a stand-up comedian? But his jokes were
but
too
he-
forward-thinking.
Yeah.
He was just too much of the straight man to.
He
Jeez.
he just ragged on mentally challenged people for an hour straight, and people were like, "This is unlistenable."
Pauline's sitting on my keys. I don't think she wants to be.
Oh,
sitting
that's
on
not
my
a good
keys.
idea. Okay. Is there anything else about Sonic that we wanted to talk about?
I'm good.
I'm wondering if, like, I know I keep, like, thinking, like, of a potential sequel, but I'm hoping if they do, they'll start introducing, like, other Sonic characters, like Tails they did a little bit, Knuckles, potentially.
Here's what
Blaze,
I
hopefully.
here's
like
what I
Blaze.
think the sequel's gonna be. I think the sequel's gonna be Tails finds Sonic and he's like, oh my god, we're in trouble, and then Eggman finds his way back.
Yeah.
Eggman's the villain. He's got Knuckles because Knuckles started out as a villain, so I bet they do that.
Oh, yeah.
And I have a feeling that those are going to be the only 2 other Sonic characters in the movie. And then I bet you that after the credit scene for that one is either Amy or Shadow. I could go either way.
Yeah.
But I feel like those are the next 2 in terms of important Sonic characters.
Would you, I know that she was probably, like, like, she was only in Sonic Rush, I think, and, that's only one game, but I would hope maybe if the movies were successful enough, Blaze might appear, because she's also a really cool character. And I like
Blaze
her.
was in Sonic 06 as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe.
I don't
but
think they would do Blaze. There's another cat that starts with a B that they might do
Big.
before they do Blaze,
Big.
but probably not.
No, but I like your theory too. Like at the very end, like the end credit scene of this potential sequel, either Shadow or Amy. Probably Shadow though.
Yeah. Somebody online said there was a Froggy reference, but I didn't catch that.
A Froggy reference.
Like a reference to Big the Cat's like frog that he's always chasing in Sonic
Oh.
Adventure.
I don't know.
But I didn't pick up on that. I didn't see that. But I thought it was good. I would see it again. Maybe not in theaters, but I definitely liked it more than Detective Pikachu. But I just straight up didn't like Detective Pikachu, but I recognize that Detective Pikachu was a good movie. But I think Sonic was a little better. But
Alright.
that'll do it for us here. Catch us next time. Who knows when or what next time will be? But this one was Sonic, and I've been Thunder.
And I'm Lightning.
And I'm Monsoon.
And we'll see you next time.
Woo!